Welcome to the Hyphy Living Podcast, episode 10. 1-0. We made it, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We got a special guest today, Cleverminded. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, you know.
It's your boy Chris with Cleverminded, man. Glad to be here with the fellas.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I seen this dude Instagram, right? And I was like, man, that's hard. I like his clothing brand, you know. I like the stuff he was posting. I was like, he's reaching out, he's motivated, you know. He's a real hustler, you know. He's chasing, you know, he's a dream chaser right now, you know what I mean? Really pushing. I like that, because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, bro, I want to get this dude on the pod, man. I was telling him, I said, bro, I've been wanting to get you on, but we had other shit we had to do, you know.
Yeah, because I saw your clothing line first because one of my cousins models your Hyphy.
Oh, you find it? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
So I saw his picture, I was like, okay, that looks lit. And then he hit me up like, oh, we can actually get you on the pod. I was like, what's up? We gotta do it.
Oh yeah, word.
And I like the way he thinks to create. You know, he's creative. You know what I mean? Because like that, have a little like the photo shoot did. You know, he did like a video shoot too. It was like it's kind of like a music video / but nobody's seen it.
Yeah,
it's like an ad, right? You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, little like local people don't think like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you thinking out the box, and that's why, like I said, this is Hyphy Living, so we gotta get the Hyphy people on here. You know what I mean? So we gotta get people that go on top to do the extra stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like there's a lot of designers out here, but I feel like you put more effort into your products, so that's why it stands out.
Like the tags, man. It might be just a tag, but I fuck with that too.
Yeah, it's the small details that matter.
Right.
Definitely the small details that matter.
You know what I mean? Because like I was telling him earlier, different brands, you know, they kind of just have a print and that's it, you know. Yeah. And then you can tell it's from like Walmart white T-shirts, you know what I mean? But he goes all out with, you know, the whole brand, you know what I mean? And then he got ideas coming. We're gonna talk about that later, but he can't tell us a lot.
I can't say too much.
You know,
I can't say too much.
So yeah, just tell us how you started. Yeah. How did you get the idea for a clothing brand?
Well, initially I've always been like a fashion guru, so to speak.
Yeah.
My friends and family know me for always being into clothes and fashion, so it's kind of always been like a little bloodline in me already. As far as starting my own clothing brand though, that kind of originated from the name that I had. And I was like, you know, I got the name Clever Chris. I was like, I got to do more with it. You know, I started building the audience and people know me by Clever Chris.
Right.
And I thought about the definition of clever, which was somebody who was quick to implement ideas intelligently.
Yeah.
And I came across the word minded, so I put the two together, so to speak. And came up with the whole name Cleverminded, and I held on to the clothing brand name actually for about 3 years before I even dropped it.
Shit. You know it takes time.
It takes time.
It's like I was telling you with the pod, man. Like I'm telling you, I called this dude random day. And I knew he did music videos, and I knew he wanted to do it. And I was just chilling, and I was like, bro, I want to fucking podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I really, and this is before everybody kind of started
really doing it. Yeah.
And I had this idea for like probably a year.
So we talked about it first like last year. We started this summer, so it takes lots of planning and time to push it.
Definitely.
And I told him, I said, we can really start on it once I buy the shit though.
Just get it started. Right. Exactly how I was, man. I had to get the money to invest in my dream.
Right. You know, like once we buy the shit, I said we gotta go though.
Let's go.
Because we can't just put this money into that and then let it sit here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Period.
You know, at first it's a hobby, but once you start making money, then it's like it's not a hobby no more. It's start being a job.
So to speak. Exactly.
Because you want to do some shit, you want to do. Like you want to be happy doing something forever. You know? You don't want to work for somebody all your life.
And now
you know what I mean? I don't. That's my goal. My goal, you know. And I got some plans with him later. I can't tell you that either. My plans for later. I don't want to work for nobody else either. You know what I mean? I want to work for myself.
Period.
You know.
Why did you decide? I know it's a small thing, but most of the designers I know, they like to put the imprint like really large on the shirt. Yeah. So what went into your decision to make it just like right here on the breast side?
Well, I like a lot of everybody has some type of interest in high fashion, and I noticed with these high fashion brands, they don't really overdo it too much on their pieces. You know, from Lacoste having just a little alligator on the right side, Polo having a little horse, and I kind of implemented that in my own idea too. But I didn't want to make it too small. You know, and it's screen printed, it's not embroidered. So I was like, let me make it a decent size, and let me just put it on the chest basically piece. I don't need to explode it. I'll explode it on the back because I felt like when you're walking and people are actually looking at you, you know what I mean? They're gonna see you from behind more than they see you up front.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what kind of made me implement that idea.
Hey, I'm running a guess every time. Because I know it's very smart. Yeah, he knows his shit. You know, he's not no dummy. You know, he's smart. He calculates. I mean, what his shit's doing. You know what I mean? He got stickers, man. You know what I mean? This nigga, he's ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going. People like him. Not even give it a year, man. By the time it's gonna be big. You know what I mean? And I believe in you, man. I'm you know what I mean? I can see shit like that in people. You know what I mean? I know people who got it and don't. You know what I mean?
100%.
Who's motivated, who pushing, who don't. You know?
Just so people know like what goes into creativity on this level, like. Your design, like your logo looks like a brain. I'm not sure what people call it, but
I'm glad you caught it. Yeah, because some people do ask me about it. They're like, it kind of looks like a brain. Is it a brain? I'm like, yeah, you got it right. Like,
so, okay, how many designs did you go through before you chose this one? Did you like estimate?
Estimated, I probably went through about 7 designs.
Okay.
The first one being literally a picture of a brain and me just writing Cleverminded in it type shit. You know what I mean? And then just keep playing with it, blueprint after blueprint, and then finally got to this position. Thank God for my cousin. He's actually a graphic designer. Shout out Ricky Dub. And I basically gave him my vision. I was like, I'm not the best at drawing when it comes to pen and paper, but I can tell you exactly what I want, cuz.
Definitely.
I told him I wanted Clever-minded, but I wanted the words to implement a brain structure. You know what I mean? Rather than it being inside of a brain. And he drew me up some stuff. I didn't like it. I told him I wanted it this way, that way. We kept playing with it until eventually we got to the final logo, the first patent, which is Clever-minded brain. So
that's hard, bro. I like the idea, man. Because it's like you said, you gotta think outside the box. You can't just do what everybody else does.
Can't, man.
You gotta think outside the box. And this is your own logo and your own name. Usually everybody kind of bite off of something. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen a clothing brand with a brand. You know what I mean? At least my days of life. You know? But I like it. You know what I mean? And I like the idea behind it. Have you seen somebody with a brain?
No, logo. It's my first brain.
Right.
So like, what was did you know like who was like your inspiration? Was there like an actual designer you looked up to when you were getting into fashion? Or like who did you research the most?
Or you can even name somebody that who you like, kind of like you like their style, because that happens to me a lot. I like how somebody dressed, especially like famous people, not too many, because some people dress wild now. But some shit that fit your style, you're like, okay, I fuck with that outfit. That's hard. Who's that person to you? Like you're like, okay, that's hard.
I kind of looked up to a couple people, actually, a couple influencers, a couple of different brands, like I said, a couple designer brands. The future designs that I have and that I try to implement as far as quality of my brand comes from like how designer companies run their stuff. That these people are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, you know what I mean? So they're clearly doing something right. So I kind of branched off of that. As far as personal influencers, I really look up, I don't know, a lot, he's kind of underground, but his name's Soulboy. Soulboy Apparel. He has some pretty cool designs, and the way that he just implements his own, heart into his brand is kind of how I try to do my thing as well too. So I kind of look up to them and like designer brands and try to just pitch off of everything that I can, nitpick, you know what I mean? But I don't have a sole person that I look up to. I try to kind of keep that me, you know.
Are you trying to go other than inside out, like just clothes? Or are you trying to go hats, beanies?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely have some accessories in the makings. We got hats, beanies, socks. Some more. We have just some accessories, keychains, lighters, a whole bunch of stuff's coming up. 2021 is gonna be crazy.
Hey, let me know, bro. Can't wait. Hey, I'm telling you,
I want to call some socks already. Right now.
I'm trying to get my guy up, man. He's gonna have the gear for you, man. What's your ultimate goal into this? I know you don't want to talk too much because I know some people don't want to say they plan too early. People can always steal ideas. And that's I hate shit like that. That's why I sometimes
New York Fashion Week at some point.
Yeah, of course. That's
Met Gala.
Yeah, man.
Or just even having somebody wearing somebody
like a top influencer.
Right, wearing that shit. Is that your ultimate goal? That's what you.
I mean, definitely. I feel like that should be anybody who's in the creative field's goal is to get to those levels. My personal ultimate goal with this brand is to make it more than just a brand. You know what I mean? I want it to branch off into different fields. I want I want it to be, you know, a clothing brand. I want it to be a production company. I want it to be, you know, maybe sports attire for, you know, our neighborhood Pop Warner teams. Yeah. Maybe I make the jerseys for them. We got Cleverminded gear for them. I want it to be a whole bunch of different things. I don't really have a set thing that I want to do. It's kind of like a whole bunch of chains connected to me that I'm trying to all branch out to. You know,
I always say like when I know if I made it, you know, once I can look at my bank account, I can be like, okay. Yeah. You know, like you got money coming in and you know you're good.
Period.
You ain't even hit that.
Why I say
that's the big goal, man.
Man, when you have to just wake up at 12, you know, 12, you just have to walk to your store or go to your store, you know, just check it out. You don't have to work at them. Mm-hmm. You hire people to work at them. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, when you first start businesses, you always gotta be, you know, dedicate yourself 100%. You know, 100%. You gotta be there every day. Be there. If it starts at 7, you there at 5. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Of course, that's always gonna happen. But once you relax, that's when you know.
That's when I know that. You know, even then, I feel like me as a creative like designer and director, like I've never had that time to sit because I'm always be trying to help it because I feel like the clothing brand industry or creative industry is kind of a contact sport. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, there's other creators out there that I'm going up against that can easily take my position, if not excel higher than me. So it's like you gotta always stay on your toes with stuff like that. You know what I mean? With everything.
That's what I was telling them earlier is, you know, trends change. But that's why you as a clothing brand, you can always adjust to the trend.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's the cool part about it.
Right.
That's the cool part about
it. Always adjust. I know shit changes though. Like, with like fashion and all this shit, people be wearing some wild shit. Like, especially NBA players nowadays.
Yeah, they be just putting shit together, all types of shit.
Russell Westbrook, example one. Man. Somebody need to tell that nigga, man, over the teammate, I'm like, nigga, what are you thinking?
Like even the Patriots quarterback, Cam Newton.
Oh yeah, Cam Newton.
He be wild.
He be throwing suits together with shorts.
Very, very eccentric.
Yeah.
Man, it's also original. It might be weird, but I feel like because of the originality of it, it still stands out.
Yeah.
Even to today, we should talk about it. So I think it's
different.
Exactly.
It's very,
very different.
Exactly.
You know, I think that's the two main ones with Cam and Russell.
Cam and Russell. They're probably the top two right now.
Yeah, that's because everybody, especially Cam, especially NFL, he be crying too. You know, I'm like, man, that just look terrible.
Could you talk a little bit more about your website?
Yeah, so the website right now is on pause, just because after watching other people's brands and stuff like that, I just felt like for my brand, I'd rather wait until the volume was, you know, too much for me to exceed by myself, so to speak. Because right now I just run it off of, you know, my social media platform, which is cool, you know what I mean? But, you know, once we start getting like 200, 300, 400, 500 people that are trying to cop merch as soon as we drop, I feel like that's really when a website will come in handy for me, especially with, you know, nowadays you have to pay for websites, you have to pay for, you know, the marketing for that website, you have to pay for the shipping and handling through that website, consumer, you know what I mean? So the website will be up officially no matter what, 2021. And it being a limited edition brand too, you know, there's a lot more that comes behind just having the website because we're gonna be switching in products like so frequently. You know what I mean?
So when you say a limited edition, something like this stuff, you ain't gonna sell no more?
No more.
Damn, that's
so everything we drop has been a one-on-one. You know what I mean?
I like that.
I feel like it brings more value not only to the garment, the clothing piece, but to yourself as well too, because you feel kind of like connected with it. You know what I mean?
You could be like Jordans. You know how Jordans only drops one.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
you won't see it again for maybe like 5 years.
Right.
And then upsells it for like 400. Yeah. So that's sort of speak how I'm trying to. That's my algorithm behind it a little bit.
That's hard, man. Because that's people want to get to like, oh, he ain't selling that one.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't just be like, oh, just wait until he. You gotta, I need that now.
100%. Yeah.
Are you thinking of getting to stores, you know, like Kohl's?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those conversations are happening.
Yeah, a couple were happening before COVID. You know, I was talking to a rep at Zoomies. Yeah. I was trying to get at least work out a deal to where I can get at least like 50 pieces in there, you know, a month, so to speak. But then the whole COVID situation happened and the malls are completely shut down. Nobody was working, so I still have that contact. But as far as getting into stores, that's the overall goal. You know, I want to be in stores, if not have my own. You know what I mean? So right now, what I'm kind of working on is just trying to get like I was telling you guys earlier, is like a hole in the wall, mom and pop kind of deal. Some just small little.
That's what. Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And then eventually you gonna own the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I start. Start little, big. You know, that's how I always think. You know what I mean?
Start small, baby steps.
Right. And I was gonna ask you that too. How has networking been for the whole since the Corona? You know?
Oh man, it's been. I feel like it's been. I ain't gonna say tough. I feel like it's with any other business owner or business person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With anything, you know, it's had its times, it's had its struggles, but at the end of the day, you know, we have social media. Blessed to be in this generation. You know what I mean? So we got different outlets that we could use when the world shut down to still get and put our stuff out there. So you know, I've just been real heavy on social media, reaching out to some influencers to help promote the brand a little bit more. Got a couple big influencers actually that are ready for this next drop. When I do
shit.
This silly shit. Nah, he said not everything. This is gonna be breaking news.
We're working on that. We're working on some stuff, man. We got some stuff.
You know, because for us, networking has been tough. You know, I mean, like you said, we got social media, but it's harder who we could bring around right now because of Corona.
100%.
You know what I mean? So you kind of have to pick and choose. You can't just choose everybody.
Yeah.
Like nothing beats the face-to-face interaction.
Right.
Exactly.
I see those pods that do the virtually.
I've been seeing that shit. It looks kind of weird. It defeats the purpose of a podcast.
Pod is conversation.
Yeah.
You know? Pod is good conversation.
It's like a video in a video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's connection might be fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and the audio is never good.
Audio is never good.
It sound like shit. It's terrible. It's too much shit going on. You know what I mean? Definitely. But, you know,
actually, we forgot to ask you a little bit about your background. Are you like a San Jose native? You know, what part of the day are you from?
Well, originally, my family's from Rochester, New York. So I got a lot of family up Upper East Coast. But my mom moved out here to the Bay Area. I've been here damn near 25 years now.
Oh, wow.
So damn near my whole life, so to speak. So I'm a Bay Area native. I'm in this culture, you feel me? I claim to be a Bay Area native, period. So, you know what I mean? I hold that high, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that too, because I lived out here for a while. You know, I was born in San Jose, but once I probably lived out here for a year. Then I moved to the Valley. Yeah. Then I came back right after high school. So I'm like, fuck, I feel like, you know, I've been living here in the Bay Area since I was born here, so I feel like, you know, I'm a Bay Area too, you know? It goes different ways, you know, some people is different, you know, they're like, no, you gotta be here all your life to be
literally to claim the Bay,
Right, you know, I'm like, no. People go, you know what I mean? You know, all the time. Right. Ain't nobody really be out here, like, living out here. It's too expensive, like,
literally.
You know?
Really?
You know,
especially for me, that came from Nigeria, like a different continent, like, the culture in my country is very rich, you know, and the thing about America is that the culture is not it's almost diluted in every place that you go to. It's not as strong as or visible as it is in Africa, right?
Yeah.
But coming to the Bay, like, I just felt that vibe over here, right? Like the culture is very, very rich and large, and like it's going through very like different generations and stuff. And I'm just happy to call this just my second home. So, I mean, I love the Bay. I love the Bay so much.
Do you have any clothing that you want to do for the Bay, like eventually later, or is it like kind of like Bay Area related, kind of
centric?
Sort of speak, I guess you could say. As far as like the clothing pieces being made in the Bay Area, that's kind of like a huge part that I'm giving back. I feel like to the culture. You know what
definitely.
I mean? Our future products and garments that we have coming out, there'll be tags on it that say "Made in Bay Area." You know what I mean? That way the culture knows, like, oh, this is a Bay Area native. This is a Bay Area product. You know what I mean? I'm gonna represent this. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have some more aesthetic Bay Area type aesthetics on some pieces too. You know, we got the Bay Bridge coming on, a T-shirt drop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We got.
I'm gonna need all that.
I was thinking about getting that too.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the works, man. A lot.
I want to know. I like these tan. I like the brown. I like the different colors. You know, like the brown. I really like the brown. Is that like what influenced you to do the browns? Like when did you start? Like what made you? They give you the idea to give you like the brown.
Yeah, because like color selection is like very important. It's like part of
It kind of when I think about it, I kind of think of African American.
Exactly. That's kind of
that's
exactly right.
People like nah, but then I'm like that's the first thing I think.
That's the first thing I thought of when I thought of the colorways, man. You hit the nail on it, man.
You got the light skin,
light skin and dark skin is hard.
That's what I think. That's why I got the 10, Got a match. I might be a little bit lighter. But that's how I like it. That's what I think.
It's funny we're gonna try to get to the colors.
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, that's what you must have been thinking. You know what I mean? Light skin, dark skin, medium skin.
I kind of was, man. It was 50 and 50. 50% of it was, we being an African American male. All the stuff that was going on during the whole riots and everything. We were coming into fall weather as well too, so that implemented the idea for me too. And I put them all together, and I was like, I gotta come out with a colorway that's for the people, and also not just for our people, but for the other people too. You know what I mean? Right. So that's where I kind of got Black Lives Matter kind of new colorways for African Americans, and then the fall colorway drop, for everybody else. That way everybody could it's an interracial type of thing. You know what I mean? So
it's kind of like the new Band-Aids that came out. You know how they want to do the Band-Aids with the
skin color. And that's genius.
Right. They should have been did that. I was like, that was already invented. When I seen that, was that like a couple months ago or a year ago?
Yeah. I think it was a couple months ago.
Yeah. And they were like, we finally coming out with Band-Aids with the color. I'm like, I thought that was been made.
Yeah.
That would have been dope.
I never knew that Band-Aids were like meant to. The whole point of it was to fit with your skin, so you wouldn't know. Like
nobody would know. They had only seen one post.
So that's why it's crazy. Yeah.
I like that though. You go to you support your culture, you support your city. You know what I mean? I like that. I fuck with this brand, man. I really like this brand.
Appreciate it, man.
I really like it. What do you think about? I know you guys talked about the Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. How did that affect you? How do you feel about when that hit?
And also like with the election as well. There's all those things.
I think. What's your opinion? You don't have to say who you vote for, but what's your? Cause I can go all we done that on here. We can talk all day.
I'll get briefs about it.
Man. What do you think about that? What you think about all this shit going on right now?
I feel like it's something that definitely need to change. You know what I mean? With the whole Black Lives Matter, with the whole movement. I completely 100% was all for it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel like personally, this is my opinion, my biased opinion. I feel like it's going to take a lot more than just us as our people, to make change for the whole world. Because it's not just black people that live in the whole world. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lot more. It's going to take a lot more athletes for it to change. It's going to take a lot more politicians, a lot more people, a lot more everybody. Really,
a lot more white people.
A lot more white people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's the realness about it.
Somebody I know in business told me they said they hate to say this, but you got to know a few white people to get where you want. You got the gatekeepers, right? He said they're the money. When he said you gotta, if they, but they can't hand feed you. You gotta get what you get from them, and like they do us.
Take it and move.
You know what I mean? They keep moving. You know what I mean? Like they do us. And that's why I like people like that, like our color. Want to do something like small business wise or business wise, not even small business that could be a bigger business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when they think we need to think more wider.
Yeah.
Because we don't think a lot of us don't think too big.
They don't. We don't. Our race doesn't.
We think when we get comfortable, we want to do a 9 to 5 every day, and that's we're solid. They want our pay is $30. I'm solid for life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not even close.
I'm balling. That's not balling.
The man working for is balling.
Right. To the white man who owns it, he's balling.
Like I remember Chris Rock said, I don't know if you heard that Shaq is rich, but the person who pays Shaq is rich.
Right. And Shaq is he's kind of doing what they do for, he's kind of like using them too. You know what I mean? Because Shaq does a lot of stuff like white people, like I said, put the money in for him. He does what it does, and it makes him money.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like
Shaq was
working for the system.
Right.
He was like a superhero in the movie.
Yeah.
But Shaq goes
shout out to Shaq. He really used his influence. distractions to get shit done for sure.
Right, he owns about a fucking million businesses.
Yeah, he does.
I think he owns like what 20 Krispy Kremes and shit like that.
A lot of Krispy Kremes. Has a share with the General.
Right, yeah.
A lot of shit on that. I swear, since I was a kid, I seen him on that commercial.
Man, forever. Icy high. He got blue crew money.
That man on everything. But he's doing it the right way. You know what I mean? And that's how all our people should be doing it. Is building that generational wealth. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of being business owners.
We don't always think like that. You know, and that's what sucks because. Like you see athletes go broke. Yeah. You know, I mean, if I had $1 million, just $1 million, I'll be like, okay, this is what I'm doing business wise. You know, okay, investments. I'm finna put it in this, that. They don't think like that. They think gold chain. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's cool. You get a fun.
I don't know, man. It's really disappointing.
Cause I got a couple gold chains, but like I feel like. You gotta advertise yourself too. Mm-hmm. You know, you do. But they get the, I'm talking about the shit that's still spinning.
Yeah, that's good. You know what I mean? That's just being obnoxious at that point. Yeah. But I feel the image part about it. You are your biggest marketing.
Right.
You are your biggest marketer. You know what I mean? So for business,
right? You know what I mean? But I mean, they get the grill and the teeth. I mean, it's cool. But fuck.
I mean, it's cool if you have that and you have business investment.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
Like Marshawn
to back it up.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Marshawn, he got to go, but Marshawn don't really be fun. You see, he be wearing sweaters, shorts.
Yeah, sweaters, shorts.
And he ordered his little store. He got a couple businesses, but he be making money. Low key though. Yeah. Well, he got a couple of stores open, doesn't he?
Beast Mode. I think he owns a restaurant too out there too.
Yeah, he's doing it low key. He's not flying. He just do it. You know what I mean? He's a thinker, you know what I mean? People don't think that, Marshawn making a little money too, He's in commercials all the fucking time, He do what they do. He's smart too. That's the one smart dude, because people think he's dumb because of the way he talk. He's smart.
I've worked in some tech companies, like the saying is evolve or die, right? Yeah. If you're not thinking about the next steps, how to grow, how to diversify, and like just have multiple sources of income, then you're creating a grade for yourself.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's great that you're thinking about different accessories as well, and you're thinking about even different. Since you haven't shared with people yet, you're thinking about different ways that you could grow your brand, and not just in clothes but in other things as well. So
hit different markets.
Exactly.
I got a beanie that matches right now. Man, what do you mean? I got a beanie that matches.
I'm pretty sure next fall, right? You can drop that beanie, right?
Yeah.
Next fall, definitely.
Definitely.
He got some shit that works. I mean, he for sure. Like I said, he can't show it yet, but he got a lot of stuff.
It's coming.
Right now, we're in the middle of a rebrand. So after the rebrand's done, and I'm done sitting down, got a couple more meetings with the creative directors and designers. It's the ball be running, hit the floor,
right.
man.
He's doing it the right way too. He's hustling.
Got to, man. Got to.
I think back to what I was talking about with the election and shit. I think Trump might lose.
I at this point, I can check right now, but I think it's done, bro. I think it's out.
You think it's out?
I think it's out. Yeah. So basically, if Biden wins all the states he's leading in, and Trump wins all the states he's leading in, Biden wins. Right? So as if shit stays the way it is, Biden's won, Trump is out.
But it's crazy now though. Like with all this social media shit, right? Everybody's kind of like, at least I've seen people kind of going with Trump, right? Yeah. Because the social media says, I don't like, everybody's, oh man, he's doing this, that. There's always backstories to what the other shit.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like because you guys, a lot of people believe what social media tells them. Mm-hmm. Of course, Biden's no better either. He's a shithead too. Yeah. But he's just not as much of a shithead as the other.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody knows.
He gives a fuck a little bit.
A little bit more.
That's the one that mattered to me out of everything was the energy. We need to conserve energy because what was that thing that New York, that clock?
That clock, yeah.
Yeah,
the environmental clock or something.
Yeah, we got 7 years. I was like, damn, nigga, nobody worried about this shit. I was like, man, I'm over here cleaning shit up. I'm like, we got 7 more years. I got plans,
Who you guys vote for?
Man,
did you vote?
I voted.
Hell yeah. So I became a citizen this year, a couple months ago.
Oh yeah,
So I was gonna fucking vote. Of course, my first time. Biden, of course. I didn't even think about it much.
Yeah.
And last night I didn't think Biden had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was thinking about last 2016 when, at the beginning, Hillary was like way above Trump. I mean, I turned my TV off, I went out the ice over.
I think that's why a lot of
people came back and it was different.
I think that's why a lot of people was actually fucking with Trump because he's on they thought he was with the winning team. You know what people do that with sports too.
They make it.
When Warriors winning, everybody fucking with him. Cause I'm like, man, everybody fucking with Trump right now.
Yeah.
Apparently, I ain't hearing nobody talking about Trump lately, like the last 2 days. But everybody, I'm like, what is Trump?
Everybody gonna fuck with Trump.
I mean, at first, like a month ago, everybody hated the dude. Now everybody talking about, we support him all. We've been reading. What have you been reading?
He was just telling us.
Right. What social media is telling you, it's always backstories to everything.
Yeah.
Trump's a businessman, of course. He does that.
He's a business huge businessman. He was a businessman before all this.
Right.
He was Shark Tank. He was
and he's one of the best businessmen
literally
in this country. Smart guy.
He's very successful.
He is very successful.
He's not a dumb guy. That's why everybody always says he's an idiot. He's not an idiot.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not.
He would be president if he was an idiot.
Right. He's an idiot. I mean, he's not an idiot. That's what I'm saying. He's not an idiot. He's really, really fucking smart. He might say some dumb shit. Like, if that makes any sense. I say dumb shit all the time.
I think, honestly, people don't think it's calculated, but I think it's a bit of it is calculated. Like, he knows his audience, right?
Yeah, he does.
And he just, like Texas, when red was red as fuck. Right?
Texas,
the Latinos, everybody that voted for him, right? Because his rhetoric just resonated with them. And so,
like California always gonna be blue.
Like you can't change that. So I hope by tomorrow morning this will be over. We'll have a new president.
Is this the longest it's ever been?
I think
probably.
I think so.
Because honestly, like when last time.
It's like a day.
Yeah, it was like
that day was over.
I was tripping. I'm like, is it today?
He was trying to stop votes, I think, or something. Counterbalance or some shit. He said.
I was confused. That shit.
I think it's gonna be officially over tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
by the time y'all see this,
it's well over.
Yeah, it's gonna be what, Friday? Next Friday?
Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday. Okay. He's the editor. That's it.
That's my department.
That's his department right there.
That's why we do 50-50, man. It's 50-50 in this thing,
Yeah.
Iron Man, thank you for coming out here. Thank you for
coming out.
Show some love to my guy. Follow him.
Definitely appreciate it.
If you have anything else you want to say, you want to promote,
we'll drop like all your social media. And we will still drop the website because I'm sure a couple months from now,
definitely
active. So we're gonna drop that as well.
And buy your shit. I'm telling you now.
Like honestly, this shit feels very good in my body. I'm not even like.
That's what I'm gonna say. The quality, man. The quality is so all our products right now are 50-50 blend, double stitch, so they're gonna stretch out. They're gonna get that bacon neck.
Hey, let me tell y'all right now. Buy your shit now. I'm telling you, this dude, he's smart. He's a smart dude. His brand on the way up. You know what I mean? Because people, he ain't just no regular brand.
No.
He's thinking outside the box. Get it now before it's too late. Before shit costs $200. Always upwards. I'm telling you. Get it now before the shit costs $200 a shirt. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna do like they do it. You know what I mean?
Appreciate y'all, fellas.
Yeah, sure.